What if the first 60 seconds after your alarm decides whether you spend the next 16 hours reacting to life or running it? Most people open their eyes and immediately hand the steering wheel to their phone. Notifications set the emotional temperature before a single foot hits the floor. The Stoics called that slavery to externals, and they wrote an operating system update for it. You're about to install 10 lines of that code, spoken aloud while you're still half asleep. Each line is pulled straight from Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, or Epictetus, then translated into a single sentence you can repeat without sounding like a philosophy lecture. No app, no journal, no extra minutes. By the end of this video, you'll have a plug-and-play morning protocol that runs on the hardware already in your skull. I'll also show you the one mental bug that crashes 9 of these switches, and the 10-second patch Marcus used before he left his bed. Stay for the 9th line, it's the weirdest. Seneca advises you to imagine you've already lost everything, and somehow that produces calm instead of panic. We'll see why. Switch 1, gratitude as a software update. Marcus Aurelius woke up in a palace, but the first sentence he wrote was, "When you arise, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Notice what he does not mention: gold, servants, territorial borders. He anchors gratitude on the one thing no edict can confiscate, the fact that respiration is still occurring. Neuroscientists later discovered that labeling a neutral bodily process, "I am breathing," before you assign it positive value spikes dopamine and blocks cortisol release. The Stoic twist is to make the breath the platform for virtue, not the object of fuzzy feelings. Say, "I am grateful for the one thing no headline can ruin, my next breath." That single sentence moves your brain's spotlight from scarcity to existing capital, and it does it without lying to yourself that the day will be easy. Gratitude without boundaries, though, is an open door for garbage. Switch 2 installs the control filter. Epictetus opens his handbook with the dichotomy: some things are up to us and some are not. Most people treat that like a fridge magnet. We're gonna weaponize it. Picture 2 columns inside your skull. Column A, my move. Column B, universe's move. Traffic, other people's opinions, the Wi-Fi speed. Column B. Your tone of voice, your next microaction, the story you tell yourself. Column A. Each time you catch your mind circling a column B item, silently say, "I only pilot my own joystick. The weather is not a broken controller." The sentence is short enough to fit between heartbeats, and it instantly trims the decision tree from infinite to actionable. Once the filter is on, you'll notice column B is crowded with people. Switch 3 preloads realistic expectations about them. Marcus Aurelius gives himself the morning briefing: "Today I shall meet meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly people." That sounds cynical until you realize it's actuarial. Those archetypes are statistically certain to appear. Naming them is not pessimism, it's risk management. You don't expect the office printer to be grateful, so you're not morally offended when it jams. Extend the same courtesy to humans. Whisper, "They are not plotting, they are practicing their nature, and I have my script ready." The sentence removes the hidden clause, "People should be better by now," which is the raw material for morning anger. Scripts fail when mood is missing. Switch 4 swaps motivation for motion regardless of feeling. Seneca warns the body should be treated more rigorously, that it may not be disobedient to the mind. Translation: motion first, mood second. The hack is to shrink the activation energy to 5 seconds. While still horizontal, count 5-4-3-2-1, then sit up. That micro movement breaks the inertia loop and gives your prefrontal cortex something to celebrate. Say, "At 0 I rise, momentum beats meditation." You're free to meditate afterward, but you've already proven to your brain that you are the type who launches without a weather report from your emotions. Action creates ripple events. Switch 5 keeps the ripples from becoming waves of panic. Epictetus noticed, it is not things themselves that disturb people, but their judgments about those things. The brain labels events bad, faster than a credit card swipe. Insert a 2-second semantic pause. Ask, what is the bare fact? Strip adjectives. Email from boss at 7:03 a.m. That's data. She's out to wreck my weekend is a story. Say, I see data. The story is optional. The sentence lowers amygdala activation and returns blood flow to problem-solving circuits. Calm is not a personality trait, it's a linguistic edit. Stories often include our personal scoreboard. Switch 6 disconnects self-worth from outcomes. Seneca writes, "Virtue alone is lofty, sublime, unconquerable." He's not denouncing achievement, he's relocating identity. You can track revenue, followers, or kilos, but those metrics are lagging indicators of processes you control. The Stoic anchor is direction, not distance. Say, "My worth is the compass, not the odometer." The sentence prevents the euphoric crash of a record month and the despair of a plateau. Both are weather, the compass remains magnetic north. Direction needs a clock. Switch 7 closes the notorious intention-action gap. Marcus Aurelius governed an empire, yet his private to-do list rarely held more than 3 items. He understood that the mind's planning module can rehearse infinitely. The antidote is a launch queue tied to a microtask. Pair the smallest next physical action, open the document, tie one shoe with the declaration, at 0 I move, rehearsal ends. The sentence switches the brain from simulation mode to execution mode, starving procrastination of its favorite food, abstract ambition. Launches sometimes crash. Switch 8 rewrites failure as recycled material. Epictetus lost a borrowed lamp and told his students, "I have given it back." That sounds like wordplay until you realize it short-circuits the grief cycle. Loss is reframed as completion, not amputation. Missed bus, rejected proposal, expired milk. All are returned to the universe, freeing cognitive RAM for the next move. Say, "What exits my life, graduates? I recycle the space." The sentence prevents the secondary loss, the energy you keep spending on what is already gone. Recycling includes outdated opinions. Switch 9 installs an intellectual update button. Marcus Aurelius writes, "If anyone can show me that I err, I will gladly change. I seek the truth." The ego's default is to defend, not download. Replace the identity phrase, "I am wrong," with the process phrase, "My model needs an update." Say, "Truth is a tool, not a trophy. I upgrade on contact." The sentence keeps humility from becoming performative and turns correction into a power move rather than a character attack. Upgrades are worthless without a firewall. Switch 10 builds the inner citadel. Marcus reminds himself, "Within you there is a fortress that cannot be captured." The fortress is not a mood, it is a boundary phrase you pre-select. When external chaos pings you, siren outside, Slack explosion, coffee on the keyboard, you trigger the mantra, exhale, and re-enter the task. Say, "My piece is private property, no entry without my voice print." The sentence is the final return to sovereignty. You lease attention, you do not give it away. You now own 10 lines of code compiled from emperors and slaves. Use them in sequence or solo. Start tomorrow before your feet touch the floor. Whisper one declaration. 10 mornings equals a pattern becomes a default. The code is open source and royalty-free. The only price is remembering to run it. Pick the switch that feels hardest for you, type its declaration in the comments, and revisit that comment after 7 days to log the difference. Public commitment triples follow-through.